Hey guys, this is lesson 8.6, solve by graphing. This lesson is the lesson in the book where it is all story problems. So if you remember those type of videos, it's only just going to be one problem and then I'll show you what to do and we'll move on. So here is the type of problem. If you look in the book, you're going to see this problem about moose, and they make this table and everything's done, and they'll show you how to do it step by step. However, I wanted to show a whole new problem. So if you need more practice, you can also read the section in the book, and that would help too. So the water pressure at a depth of 100 feet in the ocean is 45 pounds per square inch. At the depth of 500 feet, the pressure is 225 pounds per square inch. Make a pressure, depth scatter plot of the data. All right, so I'm going to record those 2 points. So the water pressure at a depth of 100 feet, so water pressure at the depth of 100, so that's right here, is 45 pounds. So it would be, the pressure is 45 pounds, 100. So they want me to make a scatter plot. So that means I'm going to go over 45, up 100, and make a dot. If you remember from the scatter plots that we did the day before, these are just dots that I'm putting on my graph. At a depth of 500 feet, the pressure is 225. So I'm going to make that into a point, 225, 500. So 225, 500, there's my other dot. Okay, now draw a trend line. When I draw a trend line, that means to connect these two dots. However, what they're saying here is that this is a scatter plot. So if I were to put other dots in, they might not be exactly on this line, because not every person will feel the exact amount of pressure on an exact amount of point in the ocean. So they're saying this is a scatter plot. However, I'm going to connect my 2 points of data that they gave me. Okay, and then I drew a trend line, and that's what a trend line is. A trend line, you just cut through all the dots and you make a line. Okay, now it says write an equation for your trend line. So if I want to write an equation, I'm going to take these 2 points, okay, and first I am going to find the slope. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do y2 minus y1. You should be copying down my notes over x2 minus x1. Now, here's my 2 points, 45, 100, and 225, 500. So I'm going to label them x1, y1, x2, y2, and then I'm going to find my slope. So y2 is 500 minus 100, and then x2 is 225 minus x1, which is 45. 500 minus 100 is easy, that's 400. And then 225 minus 45, so 225 minus 25 would be 200. And if I minus 25 from this, I'd have 20 left over, so then it would be 180. So 400 minus, or divided by 180 is the same as 40 over 18. I just crossed off one of those zeros. And this is the same as 20 over 9. I just cut each number in half. So there's my slope, okay? And then my second step is to find the y-intercept. Now, this one is a little bit trickier. Okay, so this is step 1. Step 2, I have to find out what b is. So step 2, find the y-intercept, or the starting point. How much pressure is on me in the ocean right at the very, like at 0 feet? So what I do is I have y equals mx plus b. Now, I'm going to pick one of my points. I can pick this point or I can pick this point. It doesn't matter. You can pick either one. I'm going to pick this first point. I'm going to put this in for X and this in for Y. So I'm going to put 100 in for Y and 45 in for X. And then I have my slope that I just found, which is right here, which is M. And that is 20 over 9 plus B. Now I have just B and I can solve this. So what I'm going to do is do 100 equals 20 times 45. Well, 45 times 2 I know is 90, so then it would be 900 divided by 9 plus B. So this would be 100 equals 100 plus B, and then I minus 100, so I see my starting point is 0. So now I have my slope, which I found right here, and my starting point, and then I can write my equation. So I go back up here and I write y equals my slope 20 over 9 times x plus 0. Use your equation to find the approximate depth where the pressure is 180 pounds. So if I want the pressure to be 180 pounds, I would put that in for x right here. So I would say y equals 20 over 9 times 180 plus 0. 20 times 180, well 2 times 18 is 36, then I have to add the 2 zeros. So it would be, let me erase all of this. So I have 20 over 9 times 180 plus 0, sorry. So now I am going to do 20 times 180. So I already figured this out, right? 2 times 0, 2 times 8 is 16, 2 times 2, yeah. So then I would have 3,600. I forgot to add my 0. So y equals 3,600 plus 0. No, I'm wrong. It's 360. I'm sorry. Because I have to divide by 9. So once you divide by 9, oh my gosh, I'm totally messing this up. Okay, so y equals, it is 3,600 over 9 plus 0. Then I divide by 9. 3,600 divided by 9. Well, 9 goes into 36 4 times. And that is 0. And then I add my 2 zeros. So then I get 400 as my answer. Woo! So y equals 400. So then I could put that as my answer up here. Y equals 400. All right, use your equation to find the approximate pressure at a depth of 800 feet. So now this one's a little bit different because the other one was at pressure. Now they want it to be at depth. So the depth is the y. So at 800 feet, 20 over 9 times x plus b. No, 0. Why do I keep doing that? 0. So I subtract 0 from both sides. That would do nothing. Okay? So now I'm going to multiply both sides by 9 over 20. That cancels these out by 9 over 20. So then I'm going to do 9 times 800, which is 7,200 divided by 20 equals x. And then I can divide 7,200 by 2, which would be 3,600, and then I can cross off a 0. So it'd be 360 equals x. Right? What did I do wrong? Hold on. I don't think that's right because if it's at 800, gosh, 800 times 9. So then if I divide that by 20, 20 goes into 72. 6 times 1200, no, so 20 goes into 72 3 times, sorry, and that'd be 60. So then I have 12, and I bring a 0 down. 20 goes into 120 5 times, so that'd be 120. Bring a 0 down, and then it would be 350. So x equals 350. Man, I'm off. All right, that is it for your notes for lesson 8.6.